So welcome back to another episode, and today I wanted to join the rest of the YouTube videos showing the Super Nintendo Classic. Well, here it is. But no, what I wanted to do is just tell you my story about going to get this morning and what the experience was like. That's what it's really going to be about. And it was last night, like many of you out there, I was strategizing what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I was looking at maps, thinking, should I go to this EB? Is this EB closer? Is this one busier? And I was going crazy thinking about it all. And I was thinking, yeah, I'll go to EB Games. EB Games is opening up at 10 o'clock in the morning here. I'll get there a few hours early. It should be okay. Where I swear to God, I was having some Super Nintendo fever dream. All of a sudden, I woke up at like 4:30 and I was like, Walmart. I have to go to Walmart. I think I've had like 3 hours sleep today. But I was really, really hyped for this machine. And as I said, for the NES Classic, I was not able to get that when it first came out. I was lucky enough, a friend of mine got me the NES Classic here. And I want to thank my friend Carlos for making that happen. I was thrilled to pick that up off him, which was so awesome. But this one, I was like, I totally underestimated the NES Classic. I thought there'd be tons of them, and there wasn't. So this time I was like, no, I wouldn't mind getting this, because there's so many games on here that I just want to be able to plug and play on the Super Nintendo controller in high definition, the way I absolutely would love to play these games. And I thought this is the way to go. And I was like, no, I'm going to put an effort into this one. I'm going to put an effort in. So I got up and I got into my truck and I thought, okay, I'll go to Walmart. And there's a Walmart that opened up by me about a couple Christmases ago, and it's very quiet. Not a lot of people go to it. I'm like, it's like the old people, I hate to say, the old people mall, Walmart. That's all that usually goes there. So I thought, this is where I'm going to go. So I drive up in my truck. It must have been about 5:30 in the morning, and I'm pulling around the corner. And I'm looking, and there's a lineup, and I'm like, fucking seriously? I'm like, this is supposed to be my secret Walmart. It's not a secret anymore, it seems. So I parked my truck, and where I had to park, there's only like a 1 hour parking lot, parking spot. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take if I get a ticket, whatever. Fuck it, I don't give a shit at this point. And I walked over to the lineup, and I was number 12 in line, and I thought, maybe this is it. This is it. And they're like, yeah, you're number 12 when I walked up, and that was kind of fun. And I'll get to everybody in the lineup in a bit. So I thought, there's not going to be a lot of people here. This is going to be it. And then I hear there's about 40 machines at this Walmart. So I'm like, okay, cool. My option, I'm going to get one. So I'm like, the pressure was off, and then I could relax and just enjoy. But I just want to say that the lineup started to build and build. People just kept walking up, and I was like, I was really blown away that there was so much hype once again for this machine. There was for the NES Classic, but for this machine, there were so many people walking up, and I was like, wow, Nintendo. Like, you need to make more of these. There is a huge demand. People are there at 5:30 in the morning, and we're not talking like 5 people. At this point, there was like 30 people. So it was like, shit, it's getting really crazy. And more people kept calling, and I thought, this is unreal. The last time I saw something like this was at the Wii launch. And I remember walking up to Walmart and there's like 78 people in line. I was like, what? People usually don't line up for things anymore. You don't need to with online, but online was crashing. So I'm in the lineup, and there's all these different people, and everybody's trying to order an extra one online. People are going Super Nintendo crazy. I know everybody's like, no, every Walmart site's crashed. Every site crashed. Nobody could get one. I was like, yeah, I just want to get one. I just want one for me, and that's it. And if I could get another for a friend, then I would do that. But, other than that, no. But I want to say my experience in this lineup was nothing short of absolutely fantastic. Everybody was, it was like Christmas Eve for a lot of people. Everybody was awake and lively and happy. Everybody was conversing. Everybody was cool. There was no super annoying asshole in the line. Everybody was awesome. I don't know if it's just the Super Nintendo brings out the best in people, but it brought out the best people in this lineup. And I bumped into people who watched the show. And they, it was so awesome to talk to people, and it was so funny that they're like saying, "Wow, it's so funny to bump into you in this lineup." And I'm like, well, of all places I would bump into anybody who watched the show, it would be in the Super Nintendo Classic line. And so I got to meet some really cool retro people in this line, and we talked like video games for a long time, and it was awesome. It wasn't just about getting this machine; it was about the hype and meeting other fans of the machine, of the Super Nintendo Classic, and as all sharing that love for video games in general. And that's what I took away from this experience, of how wonderful it was to hang out with everybody. And I want to say this for Walmart. Because I lined up for Force Friday, and that was very well run, but it has not been in the past. Walmart was fantastic. They came out, they started letting one person in at a time, giving them a ticket, getting them into a different lineup. They were fully prepared for this. They weren't caught with their pants down, with everybody running in. And we were talking about that. A lot of us were worried, like, what if they just let it in and all these people behind us run in? And it becomes horrible at that point for everybody involved. And it wasn't like that. So they let everybody in. It was fully organized. The first guy in line, he did this maneuver. I took a photo of him, and he was there since 3 a.m. And so they took some photos with him. Good for him. Like, it was awesome. He was a super great guy. And then they started letting one person up the escalator at a time, because this Walmart's on the second floor. And it was very well organized. An employee would say, "Oh, please go over here to get into this lineup." And it was a pure pleasure. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to expect this morning. I didn't know what it was going to turn into, but it turned into a wonderful event, and it was really a lot of fun, and I met some new friends in the lineup, and everybody, as I say, was in great spirits. Actually, I was talking to this girl online, and she's like, "Man, if it was only EarthBound on this thing, I would buy this entire thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too," It's like, and so we got to share our fandom of the old Nintendo days, and then it's funny, we all bought it, and we were all high-fiving each other, walking out of there, shaking hands with everybody. I mean, it was like, people were so happy, and so, it was such a good experience. But for all the good that there was, unfortunately, there was a few people that showed up to the end of the line, and the Walmart managers had to say, "Sorry, we're sold out. There's no more." And you could see the look on these people's faces were they were so bummed out, and I felt really bad. To be honest with you, everybody in the lineup felt bad for them. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. I don't know what it's like in the States or in Europe or whatever, but everybody's like trying to yell to the people where they could probably get another one, and that's Canada maybe. Everybody's really super friendly and cool here. So yeah, so I felt bad for those people, and that just goes to show the hype and the demand for this little unit. Look how small this thing is. Look how small this is. And as I'm walking out, with some people who watch the show, and I'm looking to the back of the bag, my Walmart bag, and I start seeing, Super Mario RPG, Star Fox, obviously, and Super Metroid, Final Fantasy 3, EarthBound, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. See, I'm doing it right now. And I was doing that as I'm walking. I was like, I think some drool just hit the table here. I started to get really excited. And, it just made me upset about scalpers, man. I know I don't want to get this all negative, but, ruining that experience and buying up so many of these and from people who really are going to enjoy this. Like, I'm setting this up today. I'm going to make a great coffee and play this and go on a bit of a memory ride. This is a great little package unit. This is really something else. And what a lot of fun waiting in the lineup. And these days you don't have to wait in lineups anymore. As I say, you can usually just order online, you get it, that's it. So what a fun morning. Guys, what has your experiences been like trying to get this thing? Maybe some of you are just saying, fuck it. We'll do it live. No, we're not doing it at all. And some of you try to get it online, and I'm sorry if a lot of these sites crash for you. It's so unfortunate that was happening to a lot of people that couldn't get into the lineups and all of that. And yeah, tell me what your experiences have been like below. I'd be very, very curious to know. And right now, I gotta go play some Super Nintendo. So anyways, guys, until next time.